Hello folks. Today we're looking at putting multimedia into our Moodle courses. Moodle is notorious for becoming extremely text heavy, so we're going to look at some ways of breaking that up a little bit. I'm logged in as a teacher to my course on my 2.4 site, and I've got editing turned on. I'm working in my topic called multimedia in Moodle. I'm going to add an activity or resource, and to start with I'm going to select a label because I want to start breaking up that front page a little bit. So I've selected Label from the Activity Chooser menu and I'm clicking on Add. Now, unlike any other resource in Moodle, we don't need a title and a description here because the label text will go straight onto the home page. To balance this out a little bit, I'm going to use a table. And I'm working in Moodle's text editor here. So I've got the Insert Edit Table icon. I'm going to click on that. And really, I just want a placeholder image that breaks the page up a little bit and a little bit of text on one side of it. So I want 2 columns, but only 1 row. Personally, I like about 15 pixels of cell padding. This is the white space around the edge of the image or the text in the inside of the cell. In terms of alignment, I'm quite happy to have it left aligned, but you can do whatever suits you best. Under advanced settings, there's a lot more I could play with here, but really you can just keep it simple when you're starting out. So I'm going to click on Insert, and I've now got a little table there. The first thing I want to do is pull in an image. So to add an image here, I'm going to click on the little icon that looks like a tree. And even when you hover over it, you get the text that tells you what the icon can do. In this case, it's Insert Edit Image. Clicking on that, and then select the Find or Upload an Image text, or if you know the address to the image you want to use, you can type it straight in here. This would be an image that you can navigate to on the web. But for now, I just want to upload an image. I can use any of these repositories. Now, in uploading a file, we looked at the Upload a File repository, so we're going to have a look at something a little bit different here. I'm going to search Wikimedia directly from Moodle. And the text I want to look for is pasta, because this is going to be a pasta course. So we're going to search Wikimedia for images related to pasta. And there's all sorts of images that we can use here. If you're not familiar with Wikimedia, I encourage you to go and have a look. There's a lot of open education resources that you can use here. So we're just going to have a quick scroll, choose something that looks reasonably appealing. And we have the option here to make a copy of the file, which is taking a copy from Wikimedia and pulling it into Moodle's files repository, or to link to the file. So instead of Moodle having a copy of it and taking up Moodle storage space, we provide a link to the file as it sits over in Wikimedia, which is all I'm interested in today. I don't need to do too much with it that way. Bear in mind that if it disappears from Wikimedia, it's going to disappear from my course as well. So I'm going to select that file. I need to give it a description because if I've got users who are using screen readers, they're not going to be able to see what this image is, so they need some text there to explain what it is. You could put something a little more meaningful here. I'm going to click on the Appearance tab. That's a fairly large image. I'd actually like to scale it down just a little bit, and if I was being a little more responsible, I'd scale it outside of Moodle, but for now, because I'm linking to the image where it sits over in Wikimedia, I'm just going to change the display size within the course. I'm going to click on Insert now, and there's my image. Over in the other cell on this table, and I can drag out our HTML editor a little bit to make it a little more visually appealing, give me more space to work with. I can type in a little message just to welcome folks into my course, and I can adjust the font here however you like. Under Format, I might make that a heading 2, just like you would on a Word document. If I had a particular forum I wanted them to jump into, I'd start using activity name linking here so that the message becomes a little more interesting and a little easier for them to navigate the course with. For now, that's a good start. So I'm going to scroll down and save and return to course. And now I've got that lovely welcome image on the front of my course. If it's too big, I can go back in and resize it and keep playing with it. just by clicking on the configuration icon. Once the HTML editor is loaded, and it can take a little while depending on your connection speed, you can either select the image and use the handles to resize it, or with the image selected, click on the tree icon, the Appearance tab, and resize it as you need to. That's one way of getting just images into your course, but what happens if you want to add some video or some audio files? For that, I'm going to add a page resource. So I'm clicking on Add an Activity or Resource and selecting Page. If you put video or audio files on the front page of your course, you can slow down the loading for it quite a bit, so use them with caution. There's nothing wrong with having one or two there, but more than that, and you can start getting a slowdown noticeable on your page. The common mistake with Page is to put the content you want to display to your students in the description, so do be careful. Within the page content section, we've got the little film clip icon. Clicking on this allows us to insert video or sound files. So we're going to click on Find or Upload a Sound or Video. And because we're in a different type of media, we've got access to the YouTube videos repository. This may or may not be enabled on your site, so it's up to you to talk to your site administrator if you do need it. I'm going to search YouTube videos by Moodle. And there's heaps of them. And again, we can select a file from YouTube, but because it's YouTube, it's going to be automatically linked. Moodle's not going to take a copy of this one. You'll notice that the video file comes up as a text link when you're editing the page resource that you're working on. Don't panic, it's meant to come up that way. We'll highlight it and center it as well, so when the video appears, it's right on the page. You can use that same icon to upload a sound file as well. You just go to wherever you want to upload the sound file from and add it in. For now, we're going to stick with just our video and save and display. Even though it was a text link, because it's a YouTube and it's been embedded from YouTube, Moodle understands the link and filters it through using the multimedia filter to show us the YouTube player. Very cool, very simple. I encourage you to have a play with multimedia in Moodle.